This is Tara Carr with Tara Talks for KDIV 98.7 FM, and I'm here with Dr. John L. Colbert, Vice President of the NWA MLK Day Council, to discuss Fayetteville's celebration of MLK Day. How are you doing today?
I am doing very well. Thank you very much.
Good. Awesome. So can you, just starting out, can you tell me a little bit about Fayetteville's MLK celebration?
Sure, I would love to do that. The celebration is actually a 3-day long celebration that starts on Saturday, and we start with a service project because that's what Dr. King stood for.
Yeah.
So we start on that service day, which is January the 23rd, from 9 to 12 noon. We have the Alpha Phi fraternities, the Dream Keepers, the MLK Council members, and then other community members coming out and helping us on that day. It's at the Von Richardson Center.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
So that's going to be a great day. And Jack and Jill is going to be a newcomer, and so they're bringing their youth to be with us. So we're excited about that.
That's
day.
awesome.
So that's the way we begin, because we believe in giving back to the community as Dr. King did. Then we move to that Sunday, which is our memorial program. That's at 3 p.m. at the St. James United Baptist. Then we go to that Sunday, which is January the 14th at 3 o'clock p.m. It's the MLK Memorial Program, sponsored by the fraternity there. And then we have the Dr. Roderick Smothers, who is the president of Philander Smith, who's going to be the keynote speaker. So we'd like for everyone to come out and be with us as he brings the message. And then we go to Saturday, Monday, which is the big day,
Yes.
It's the holiday itself. And on that day, it begins with the youth, because as we look at the civil rights movement, we know that it made a big difference when the youth became involved. So
Absolutely.
Therefore, we're going to start that day off with the Dream Keepers Breakfast. It's at 7 a.m. The breakfast is at 8 a.m. at the Alumni Center there at the University of Arkansas.
Okay.
So we invite all the youth to come and be with us and join in with the Dream Keepers. And we do the breakfast from 8 a.m. to 9:15. Then we take them over to the Hyper, because we want them to be involved with different activities. We call that the joint activity, bringing everyone together. We work with the university athletes, so they come and help us out and be with the kids and show them, be good, positive role models for them. So that's real good, demonstrating Dr. King there.
So tell me about the Dream Keepers, NWA Dream Keepers.
Right, the Dream Keepers is a youth organization that is an affiliate to the Northwest Arkansas MLK Council. I was one of the organizers that started that about 20 years ago, in bringing the youth together, because we knew that the youth played a very important part in doing the civil rights movement. So how better way to do this, to create our youth group, which you call Dream Keepers. And so that group is between the ages of 12 and 18.
Oh, wow.
We meet once a month so that I can bring them together and talk about Dr. King's life and legacy and what it stands for. And from that, we teach them leadership skills and also teach them about giving back to the community. So we do a lot of community service projects with them. So it's just build that pride in themselves and making sure that they are carrying out the legacy of Dr. King.
Yeah. And so we're getting ready to celebrate the 22nd annual celebration here for Northwest Arkansas of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And of that holiday. Tell me about that first one. What was that like?
Well, 22 years ago.
Can you believe it?
I can't actually. I remember how it got started. The pastor, the late Reverend Hawkins, they used to go down to Fort Smith to the banquets, and he came back one Sunday, "Come here, John L., come in my office. We need to talk about doing something here in Northwest Arkansas." So he says, "Hey, I'm going to charge you to get a committee together to form a MLK Council." So we did that. So we got together, and then we formed that committee. Then we hosted our first banquet 22 years ago, and it was at the University of Arkansas during that time. And so we only gave away 200 $250 scholarship.
Right.
Can
Yeah.
you believe it?
Starting out.
Now it's $31,000. So
Oh
can you
my
believe
goodness.
that?
From $250 to $31,000. Such growth.
So really, and that just tells you the support we have had
In the community.
this community,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah. And so at that first banquet, it was about 250 people attending and everything, but now we're up to about 600 and 700 each year. So it really
that.
has grown. So it was a very small start,
Humble
but now
beginnings.
where we are now, so I'm real pleased with how we have
love
grown
that.
from 250 attendees to 600. So it's great. Yeah.
I love that. And I've heard rumors that Fayetteville's celebration, that Fayetteville's kind of set the example, and now other cities in Northwest Arkansas are planning. Is it Springdale that's planning one
Springdale.
now?
Yes, Yes, so we are so happy and elated the fact that it's growing and that other towns are getting on board. That they feel that it's a very important thing to do. So Springdale is going to host their first march on Monday. Yes,
I love that.
Right, it's going to start at 11 a.m. there at the fairground, and going to march up to the park in Springdale. So it's a big celebration. So we feel great about that fact that they have decided to go ahead and do a march there in Springdale. But that is a big step in progress. Yes.
Absolutely. And why do you think that it's important for us to take that day and still celebrate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Right. Until we become as one in this nation, we still have to remind people where we are and where we need to go.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, in order for us to keep that out in forefront, we have to continue the celebration and then the legacy of Dr. King, because it talked about making sure that every person is treated equally and their rights to live in this great country. And so that, we know that we're not where we should be.
Absolutely.
So therefore, we still have a struggle. We still have a fight that we have to do. And that in order for us to continue to do that, we continue to say, hey, we still need to do the celebration. Yes.
Absolutely.
Right. And it needs to be a day on, not a day off.
And see, that was going to be my next question. When you have a holiday off, and people think, okay, I've got the day off from work. This is the time to sleep in, time to rest, and just enjoy my day off. Why do you think it's important for people to attend the walks, attend the banquets, attend these events, the vigil, and take the day on rather than taking this day off?
Right. It's a day on because we need to be there together, creating a united front. Because when we think about what Dr. King stood for, remember, it was just for African American, but it's for all people.
Absolutely.
And all nationalities and groups have benefited from what Dr. King stood for.
Absolutely.
So therefore, we need everyone to come and be with us so that we can ensure that every citizen is treated equally and fairly in this great United States. And the way we do that is being united together.
I love that.
Yes.
And just tell me, what is your favorite part about the MLK Day celebrations? A lot of events, a lot of great things, service.
Oh, that is a hard question.
I bet.
May I have two?
Y'all give me
May have two.
Sure.
Of course, the number one is when I get with the youth, because that program is put on by the youth.
Yeah.
It's showing their leadership skills. It's showing how they are committed to the life and legacy of Dr. King. So that my heart burns when I sit there and watch those young people talk about Dr. King, what it means to them, and that they are in a leadership role. That is that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And then the second piece is the march itself.
Absolutely.
I try to be in the front of the march, and then I turn around and
when
look.
you turn around, it's such a beautiful visual.
Oh God, it's so wonderful. My heart is just burning when I see black, white, red, polka. Everybody coming together. That is really what Dr. King wanted us to do. Remember, he says, "Hey, one day he had a dream that black men, white men, Jews and Gentiles shall join hands and sing the words of the Negro free at last, free at last." That's Dr. King. I think he's looking down on us every year. So, boy,
that's what I meant.
We're getting there. We're getting there, y'all. That's great.
I love that.
Yes.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add?
Well, just the fact that invite everyone to come out and be with us. Started, like I said, on that Saturday at the Yvonne Richards Center at 9 with the Service Project. Come to the memorial program on that Sunday at 3 p.m. at the St. James Baptist Church. And then come and join the King Dream Keepers Breakfast that Monday morning at 8. And then do the march at 11:15. And then the banquet that night.
Awesome.
Yeah. So great. We want the community to come out and celebrate with us. Because remember, we are doing it because of what Dr. King stood for, the legacy of his life, which means peace, harmony, and love for all mankind.
Well, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be here. We love, the work that you're doing. Just to think 22 years ago that you were involved in starting this, and look at it now, it's grown so much. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. There are a number of great events going on to celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day, MLK Day, here in Northwest Arkansas. More information is available at nwamlk.org. This is Tara Carr with Tara Talks for KDIV 98.7 FM, the voice of diversity, the voice of the community.